I listened to just the stems of the song every day for about 2 weeks before the recording session, and then when I came in, we did about 2 takes of it. I think it was a combination of like the first and second take, and looked at the digital audio workstation on his computer, and try to make the drums sound as keen to the song as possible.
And so it's tricky, especially for people who are not used to recording, young students, people who it's their first time recording. They get nervous. There's really no audience to give you that energy feedback and that appreciation for what you're doing. It's just an empty room with me.
CCS Cinema Club, welcome. My name is Leia Gersing, and I'm here with, of course, Sarah Durr. And it's just us today, no special guests, because we're getting into this movie. We're talking about Dune Part 2 today.
What if Paul Atreides were still alive?
Going on adventures, flying in space, surfing ancient sandworms, and fighting in an interstellar war. Dune is the science fiction with a message to spread that we will be talking about today. So, without further ado, sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. All right, Sarah, we're talking about Dune today. Are you excited?
I'm so excited. This movie was so good. I didn't know what to expect going into it, but I was I loved it. It was so good.
So when did you see, did you watch Dune 1 with me, Part 1 with me?
No, I was there when you were finishing it.
Okay.
I watched Dune 1 the last day it was on Netflix.
Oh, yeah.
So I just
were kind of
under the
late.
wire. I was kind of late. I hadn't seen it when it originally came out.
Yeah.
But I really liked that one too. I'd say definitely between the two, I preferred the second one.
Yeah.
Just because the first one kind of felt like there was a lot of exposition, which of course it had to be with, such a big story. But I really liked the second one.
Yeah, I agree. I think the first one was a lot of setup, which can move kind of slowly, but it kind of gets you set up for the next movie, which is important. But it can be a lot. And so a lot of people might have said that the first one was a bit boring. And I honestly like setup movies, which is kind of weird. So I really enjoyed the first one, but I did like the second one better. It's definitely more action-packed. So if you like action-packed movies and you saw the first one, you're like, I don't know. Watch the second one because I think you'll enjoy it. There's a lot to talk about Dune, but let's talk about why is it worth it to see the second one?
Oh my gosh, so many reasons. I feel like the main thing that a lot of people are talking about is the effects. It was really incredible. There's a lot of ways that the things in this movie could have looked like really crazy with like bad effects, but it looked so good. There were a lot of really action-packed moments that like you felt like you were really in the action.
Yeah.
'Cause sometimes bad special effects, they really just take you out of it. But there were a lot of good special effects. The visuals are amazing. And just like the story is it's complex and it has like a really important message for people to hear. So, yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot of cool themes. There's a lot of like religious themes, and then also a lot of themes about war, and those kind of like go together. So that was really interesting. We'll probably get more into that more in the spoilers end. So what type of audience do we think would enjoy Dune? Like if you're more of an action person, what do we think?
I think that definitely sci-fi fans would really love it. Also, anyone who likes action movies, people who read the books. I personally didn't read the books, but I think that it's really interesting to see the translation between like book to movie.
Yeah.
So yeah, what do
We
you
love
think?
book to movie adaptations on this pod.
We love it.
We love them. Honestly, I think that, a science fiction lover, if you love things like Star Wars, even Harry Potter, I think you'll like this.
Yeah.
It's fun. It's a really good one. And I also think that this is, while it's a very serious movie, there's a lot of comedic elements in it, which I thought was really cool. So let's talk about some of our favorite characters. Well, who is your fave character? I can't remember her name.
It's
The one that Zendaya plays, I honestly cannot remember her name either. But it was like Desert Spring was like her, one of her names, which foreshadows a moment in the movie that we'll talk about later. But yeah, Desert Spring. We'll call her Desert Spring or Zendaya. That works. Go ahead.
Oh my gosh, I just loved her. I thought that she was really honest. Like, she was able to see, we'll get more into that in like the spoilers section, but I thought that she like expressed what she was feeling, and she didn't sugarcoat things, and she kept it very like real. And yeah, I just really liked that about her character.
All right. Well, Sarah, do you have anything else to say about the Dune movie?
Oh my gosh.
Wrap us up.
Just that it's definitely worth the watch, even if you're not a science fiction person. Personally, I always have a hard time, as you could probably tell, like following more science fiction-y, like complex storylines, but I really loved it. I thought it was such a good story. It was beautiful visually, and yeah, it's definitely worth a watch.
Yeah, it's a long movie, but it's worth all the time. Get in there, go to the theaters, watch it. I believe it's just in theaters right now, but should come out soon, I'm sure. But yeah, thank you guys so much for listening to our CCS Cinema Club podcast, and we will see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.
I'm Yolanda. I've been a bus driver with Columbus City Schools for 15 years. I love it. It's flexible. I was a single mom with 4 kids, and I needed the flexibility and the hours. So being able to work a split shift was awesome. Making sure that you make contact with each kid every day, it changes them, changes me. Columbus City Schools brought a lot to my life. I believe I'm a family. We're a family. I really enjoy what I do. And it's not just about the kids. You have teachers, you have employees, and they all contribute to what we do best here, and that's educate. Actually taught me how to drive, taught me directions, north side, east side, west side. I didn't know where I was going when I first started. Now I know everywhere, the whole Columbus. Tuition reimbursement, I was able to go to school. Come join us. Apply now at ccsjobs.org.
Today we went to all of the feeder schools, so all of the elementary schools and 2 of the middle schools that feed into West, and we did a clap out with their kindergartners and 5th graders.
The walk was really fun. My favorite part was seeing all the little kids and seeing how happy they were and knowing that they're going to be here one day with us. Showing students that they can graduate one day as long as you stay on track with everything that you need to and you just stay focused on the stuff that you want, then you can really do it.
With such an exciting event today, it's so great to see our kids that we haven't seen since they were in elementary school. I was lucky enough to be their teacher for 2nd and 3rd grade, so it was really special to see this group come through.
Just great opportunity to celebrate, and it's important because it builds the connection. And I think that's something we really need on the West Side, is to build a connection between our elementary, middle school, and high school students.
We always talk to the kids about what happens after elementary school, but an event like today shows them where they can be in the next few years. I think it just shows them how all of their hard work can pay off as well in the future.
Good evening, everyone. I am Board Member Adair, and I am calling our organizational meeting on January 6th, 2026 to order. Mr. Treasurer, please call the roll.
Ms. Adair.
Present.
Dr. Miranda.
Present.
Ms. Ingalls.
Present.
Dr. Pierce.
Present.
Dr. Kennedy.
Present.
Mr. Simmons.
Present.
Mr. Katzenmayer.
Present.
You have a quorum.
If we could all rise for the pledge.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
So Happy New Year to everyone, and I know that all of the parents are excited their children are back in school this week. And I'm excited to open up another board year. The organizational meeting is where we reconstitute our board and elect new leadership. After that takes place, we will then have our regular business meeting that begins at 6 o'clock. So the first thing is to look at our agenda. In our agenda, we will be appointing a president pro tem. We will be doing our oath of offices for our newly elected officials. We will in board matters, we will be electing our leadership, and they will be taking their oaths of office. And we have a calendar approval as well as a resolution to adopt the evaluation schedule for our direct reports, and then we will adjourn this meeting. Is there a motion?
Motion to approve.
Is there a second?
Second.
President Adair, on the agenda on board docs, the order is different than the copy you have. And so I'm not sure if we want to proceed with the physical copy you have or if we want to go off what we noticed and put online.
I will amend my motion to be a motion to approve the agenda as it is cited on board docs.
Second, and then just colleagues, so we're all on the same page, that would be first we convened, we've done that, and then we would appoint a president pro temp, and we would hold that vote. And then we would do the oath of offices, and then we would actually review and adopt the agenda, and then proceed to board matters.
Yes.
All right. Second.
All right. Please call the roll.
Vice President Adair?
Yes.
Dr. Kennedy?
Yes.
Ms. Ingles?
Yes.
Dr. Pierce?
Yes.
Mr. Katzenmayer?
Yes.
Mr. Simmons?
Yes.
Dr. Miranda?
Yes.
Motion carried.
All right, thank you so much. All right, so now we will appoint a president pro temp, which means the person who's officially running our meeting and can conduct the rest of the meeting. Is there a motion for president pro temp appointment? Singles.
I move to appoint Board Member Adair.
Is there a second?
Second.
Actually, there's no second. Sorry, there's no second. Are there any other nominations? All right, seeing none, nominations are closed. You vote by saying the person's last name.
Mr.
Call the
Simmons?
roll.
Mr. Simmons?
Adair.
Dr. Pierce?
Adair.
Ms. Ingles?
Adair.
Ms. Adair?
Adair.
Dr. Miranda?
Adair.
Dr. Kennedy?
Adair.
Mr. Katzenmayer?
Adair.
Congratulations.
Thank you. All right, we will do the most exciting part of this organizational meeting, which is to see the oath of offices for our newly elected officials. And I don't actually know what order you are all going in, so I guess we'll do it. Start with Dr. Miranda. If you, I think your family left, but families, when your person comes up, please gather around them for the photos as well.
Wait a second.
Families and friends.
We will have Dr. Kennedy next. Friends and family of Dr. Kennedy.
Do you solemnly swear you will support the Constitution of the State of Ohio, and you will faithfully and impartially discharge your duties as a member of the Board of Education of the Columbus City School District, Franklin County, Ohio, to the best of your ability and in accordance with the laws now in effect and hereafter to be enacted during your continuance in said office and until your successor is elected and qualified? If so, please say I do. I do. Congratulations, sir. All right. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Mr. Katzenmayer and Mr. Katzenmayer's family and friends.
Do you solemnly swear you will support the Constitution of the State of Ohio, and you will faithfully and impartially discharge your duties as a member of the Board of Education Columbus City School District, Franklin County, Ohio, to the best of your ability and in accordance with the laws now in effect and hereafter to be enacted during your continuance in said office and until your successor is elected and qualified. If so, please say I do.
I do.
Congratulations. Thank you. Thank you. Congratulations. Thank you.
Let's give one more round of applause for all of our new board members. Okay, we will go into board matters now, and the first item is to elect the president of the board for 2026. I will open the floor for nominations. Board Member Katzenmeier.
I'd like to nominate Dr. Miranda for board president.
Are there any other nominations? Hearing none, the nominations are closed. You will vote by last name. Please call the roll.
Mr. Simmons.
Miranda.
Dr. Pierce.
Miranda. Dr. Miranda.
Ms. Ingles.
Dr. Miranda.
Ms. Adair.
Dr. Miranda.
Dr. Miranda.
Miranda.
Better put a doc on that, Dr. Miranda.
Dr. Kennedy.
Come on now.
Dr. Miranda.
Mr. Katzenmeier.
Dr. Miranda.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. She will now take her oath of office.
Do you solemnly swear you will support the Constitution of the State of Ohio, and you will faithfully and impartially discharge your duties as President of the Board of Education of the Columbus City School District, Franklin County, Ohio, to the best of your ability and in accordance with the laws now in effect and hereafter to be enacted during your continuance in said office and until your successor is elected and qualified? If so, please say I do.
I do.
Appreciate it. Look forward to working with you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. We'll have the election of the vice president of the board for 2026. We're now going to open the floor for nominations for vice president. Are there any nominations for vice president?
I would like to nominate Board Member Ingalls.
Okay, Board Member Ingalls. Are there any additional nominations for vice president? Seeing none, is there a motion to close nomination?
Motion to close.
Okay, Mr. Treasurer, please call the roll.
Ms. Adair.
Ingalls.
Dr. Pierce.
I guess there's only one. Ingalls.
Ms. Ingles.
Ingalls.
Ms. Adair. You said Ingles. Dr. Miranda.
Ingalls.
Dr. Kennedy.
Ingalls.
Mr. Katzenmeier.
Ingalls.
Ms. Ingles.
Simmons.
Oh, Mr. Simmons. I apologize.
Ingalls.
Congratulations. Do you solemnly swear you will support the Constitution of the State of Ohio, and you will faithfully and impartially discharge your duties as Vice President of the Board of Education of Columbus City School District, Franklin County, Ohio, to the best of your ability and in accordance with the laws now in effect and hereafter to be enacted during your continuance in said office and until your successor is elected and qualified? If so, please say I do.
I do.
Before we get started, I would like to say a couple of words as this new board starts in the new year. I'm honored that my board colleagues have shown such confidence in my ability to lead this district, and I'm eager to prove them right and produce results for our children. Tonight marks a new day for the Columbus City School District, not because our challenges have disappeared, but because we are choosing to face them honestly. There is a temptation at moments like this to reach for comforting language, to talk about hope without naming reality, but the truth is our district is navigating difficult waters. The warning signs have been visible for some time. Enrollment shifts, academic outcomes, facilities, finances, and public trust have all been flashing signals. Columbus is one of the largest users of tax abatements and similar incentives in Ohio. The state is not coming to our rescue as they have abandoned the Fair School Funding Plan. The lack of sufficient state funding has not just limited what CCS can do, it has shaped what the district has been forced to become, more reactive than strategic, more constrained than innovative. We did not arrive here overnight, and we will not turn things around overnight. But let me be clear about one thing. The purpose of this board is not to manage decline, preserve the status quo, or simply react to crisis. Our purpose is singular and non-negotiable, to ensure that students in Columbus City Schools are learning, thriving, and prepared for the future. For too long, we have kicked the can down the road. We have postponed hard conversations. We have deferred difficult decisions in favor of temporary fixes. And while they have made moments easier, it has made our reality more difficult. Columbus educates one of the most diverse and high-need student populations in the state of Ohio. We serve more students living in poverty, more students with disabilities, more English learners, and more students facing housing instability than our neighbors in suburban districts. These are not deficits. They are responsibilities, and responsibilities require resources. We cannot levy our way out of a structurally flawed funding system. We cannot continue kicking the can down the road while enrollment declines and needs continue to increase. Some of the decisions this board makes moving forward may not be popular or easy. Some will be uncomfortable. But I believe deeply if we do not take responsibility for shaping our future, someone else will do it for us. That is not acceptable for a district this size, this important, and one that has the potential to be transformative for Columbus and for Ohio. This work cannot be done by the school board alone. Real progress demands true partnership. We need the business community to contribute, not just as donors, but as collaborators who understand that a strong district is essential to a strong workforce and economy. We need the mayor, city council, and our Franklin County leaders as full partners, aligned in purpose and urgency, ensuring CCS has a seat at every table, recognizing that the health of the Columbus City School District is inseparable from the health of this city. We need honest, ongoing engagement with families, educators, and students because trust is not rebuilt through slogans, but through action. Most importantly, we must demand and support the development of a clear, ambitious, and measurable strategic plan for this district, a plan that does not simply respond to today's pressures, but sets a vision for where we want to be 5 years from now, 10 years from now, and 15 years from now. We need a strategic plan that answers hard questions about academic outcomes, equity access, enrollment, facilities, finances, and community confidence. The plan is a compass, not a calendar. This is not about politics. It's not about personalities. It is about stewardship. It is about whether we are willing to confront reality, chart a course forward, and do the work required to enhance outcomes for children. Our task now is to stop treating excellence as isolated and start making it the standard. That requires focus, partnership, and long-term vision. This is not the end of hope. It is the moment to organize it. Before I close, I want to be clear about something. Columbus City Schools is not defined solely by its challenges. We have extraordinary students who bring resilience, creativity, and promise into our schools every day. We have dedicated educators and staff who are doing remarkable work, often under difficult conditions. And we have programs across this district that are producing real results and changing lives. Those bright spots matter. They tell us that hope is not lost. But hope alone is not a strategy. Our responsibility as a board is to protect what works, scale what works, and fix what does not. We cannot substitute postponement for solutions or rely on isolated successes while the system around them struggles. So here is what comes next. In the months ahead, this board will insist on a clear public strategic plan, one that defines where Columbus City Schools is going in 5, 10, and 15 years, and how we will measure progress along the way. We will ask hard questions, set priorities, and align our resources with what actually improves student learning. We will strengthen partnerships with the mayor, city council, Franklin County leaders, the business community, and our families, because no district of this size succeeds in isolation. And we will make decisions guided by a simple standard. Does this help students learn? This is our reset, not a slogan, but a commitment to action. This work will be difficult. The choices will not always be popular. But if we do this together with honesty and urgency, Columbus City Schools will not just confront what lies ahead. We will chart a new course toward a future worthy of our children, and that work begins now. Thank you. Approval of 2026 meeting calendar. The next item on the agenda is the approval of the 2026 meeting calendar. Here's
Motion to approve.
Second.
okay.
Thank you, President Miranda. Thank you, President Dr. Miranda. I just had a brief point of discussion. Colleagues, this is going into my third year on the board, and we've been meeting here at 3700 for our regular business meetings since roughly about the pandemic. I think it's a great time now that we have a new iteration of the board for us to consider if we want to continue to meet here or perhaps somewhere more centrally located in our community that might be more accessible by things like public transportation and just not kind of far away and on the more outer edges of our district. So I think it's a great time in the new year for us to consider, of course, we're approved the calendar today, but I think some further dialogue might be helpful about where we hold our meetings and if it's most accessible for our community.
Thank you, Brandon. Yes.
Thank you so much, President Dr. Miranda. So I echo colleague board member Simmons' comments. I think not only have board members been discussing moving back to a more central location, preferably 270, but our community has also expressed interest with us moving to a more central location in terms of transportation and also oftentimes where public participation falls in our agenda, it is very difficult for young people, for working families to be able to come this far out given traffic patterns and things that are happening in our city. And so I do agree and think it would be very empathetic on our part to have that conversation and to figure out what we need to do to be able to move back to 270, a more central location, maybe one of our schools, East High School, something like that, that will provide the opportunity for more community engagement.
Thank you, Dr. Pierce. We can talk about that and try to make sure we have it on the calendar so that the citizens will know if we're not going to be meeting here, and I think that could be possible.
The other addition that I would add is we got into a set pattern of having office hours prior to meetings happening. Will this board continue to have those office hours? Again, acknowledging and understanding it's very difficult for participants to even get down here at that earlier hour for office hours. I think we should have discussion and conversation around some variation in how we engage with the community.
Okay. Thank you. Yes, Mr. Katzenmeyer.
I Just wanted to bring up regarding a specific meeting date. Our next meeting is January 20th. That's during the Martin Luther King holiday. Schools are closed Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday of that week. I think it might be a good idea to move that back, not to shift the entire calendar back, but to change that meeting by a week in order to, make sure we're having these during times when the district is open. I don't know how to propose that exactly, but.
Ms. Adair?
Just a point of clarification, will the district offices still be open if school is not in operation?
Okay.
Sorry, Board Member Adair. Great question, though.
Yeah, so there are certain days where the full district is closed, but I believe it's a professional development day, so all of the adults are actually in school, and all of the people who will be supporting us here to make this meeting happen are reporting to work.
Ms. Ingalls?
I believe when we're ready to approve the year calendar, part of the discussion could also be this board is interested in re-examining its committee structure and how that will look and what charges each of the committee will be assigned for the next school year. And so allowing this board some opportunity to really have that dialogue and discussion in between now and the next formal board meeting when those appointments would presumably take place could be an opportunity for us to have further dialogue, conversation, and critical thought.
Quick question. Board Member Ingalls, can you clarify what you mean about the committee calendar and structure? It's my understanding that we're just dealing with the board meetings right now.
Yeah, right now what we're dealing with is the calendar that sets forth the actual regular board meeting. And there will be discussion at a later date about the timeline, or there is a discussion about the timeline, but if we did bump it back 1 week, the next meeting, meaning if we bump that back 1 week, that would give this board a little bit extra opportunity to think through who should be assigned what committee, what each committee is charged with, what the deliverables are for each committee, and allow the board to have some opportunity to work in between now and then to really figure that work out.
So thanks for clarifying. What I hear you saying is that you would like the board to consider bumping the meeting back 1 day so you have additional time to potentially clarify what our board committees are, what they are charged with, and when they are meeting?
I believe the request was a week, not a day.
I said bump it back.
Yeah.
Bump it back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Am I understanding you correctly?
Yes.
Because that's a little bit different, so that's adding an additional layer on to his initial request.
Yes, my whole conversation was to bring up a different point, a differing perspective.
Okay. Yes.
I would support that, what Vice President Ingalls said. I think it's important, and it may be an opportunity to actually have that special meeting to discuss that, as well as the work plan for the board, even during that week, the week that we, moved the meeting. So if we move the January 20th meeting to the 27th, which I believe is Mr. Katzenmeyer's motion or proposed motion.
Sure.
And then I would propose then the leadership at some point set a special meeting in between this meeting and that meeting to do that work.
So what's being proposed with the calendar is to move the meeting on the 20th to the 27th.
Yes, and I didn't technically make a motion.
Yeah,
I was,
this is
but
just
if you'd like me to do that.
Yeah, part of the discussion.
So should I make that motion? I apologize.
Really, it's, where's Eric? An amendment? Yes, you can make an amendment to the motion.
Okay. I'd like to make an amendment to the calendar to move the meeting on January 20th back to January 27th.
Second.
So we're going to vote on the amendment.
The amendment to move the meeting from the 20th to 27th.
Yes.
I have a motion and a second, so now it's
Yes. So we are now voting on the amendment.
Yes.
Okay, Treasurer, call the roll.
Yes. Dr. Kennedy. Yes. Ms. Ingles?
Yes.
Dr. Pierce?
Yes.
Mr. Katzenmayer?
Yes.
Mr. Simmons?
Yes.
Ms. Adair?
Yes.
President Miranda?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Now that the motion has been amended, we are now voting on the motion.
Correct.
If there are no other conversations or discussion, okay. Treasurer, call the roll.
Vice President Ingles?
Yes.
Dr. Pierce?
Yes.
Mr. Katzenmayer?
Yes.
Mr. Simmons?
Yes.
President Miranda?
Yes.
Dr. Kennedy?
Yes.
Ms. Adair?
Yes.
Motion carried. Meeting is yes.
All right. Okay, 5.6, resolution to adopt evaluation schedule for the superintendent, treasurer, and internal auditor. So the next item on the agenda is to adopt the evaluation schedule. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Okay, thank you. Yes, Dr. Pierce.
So everyone should have received a working calendar for the board to this point. I would like that to be put on a further agenda for us to give discussion on our monitoring calendar, on our board committee reports that needs to be coming out, as well as the mid and final year checkpoints for our direct reports. I think it's very important that we align and sync and scaffold the work that we are doing, not just in our board committees, but also with our direct reports.
So, Dr. Pierce, do you think that can be discussed when the board has the meeting to discuss committees?
I think that could be discussed then.
Okay, so we can
That
make
could be
sure it's on the agenda.
That would be great.
Okay, great. Yes.
Thank you, President Dr. Miranda. Colleagues, I just wanted to share that I think it's really important we do our best to stay on the evaluation schedule this year. The board in the past has not always done its part to give our direct reports the timely feedback they need. And, you know, it's really, we shouldn't be going a year or 14 months between evaluation conversations. We have the mid-year check-ins for a reason. It's really important we don't allow in this first month us to skip those check-ins, and we do actively, you know, take the time and meet with our direct reports to discuss their performance. And so that's just, you know, my comments. I think it's really important we try our best to stay on that calendar this year.
Thank you, Mr. Simmons. I agree.
And I think adding that working calendar will be a way for us to stay publicly responsible for doing that work and identifying those midpoint dates and the expectations we have for those deliverables.
Thank you. We'll make sure that's on our calendar.
Did everybody receive that copy?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you for that. All right. If there are no other discussion, we'll have the treasurer call the roll.
Dr. Pierce?
Yes.
Mr. Katzenmayer?
Yes.
Mr. Simmons?
Yes.
Vice President Ingles?
Yes.
Dr. Kennedy?
Yes.
Ms. Adair?
Yes.
President Dr. Miranda?
Yes.
Motion carried.
All right. This is probably the shortest meeting you will ever live through.
Let's hope not.
Is there a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Thank you. Second? Okay, yeah.
I'll call the roll.
All right, we are adjourned. We will recess until the next regular meeting, which will be the 20.
No, 6
No.
p.m.
Wait,
6
right.
20 minutes.
20-minute break.
20 minutes.
Yeah, so we have 20 minutes. The meeting, the regular business meeting will be at 6 p.m.
We have to go take pictures. We have to go take pictures. Yeah.
Dr. Miranda, get your gavel.
Hello and welcome back to Math Everywhere. I'm Renee Harris, your math magician, helping you to see the magic in math. Today we're spending some time at Oakland Nursery with summer experience students from East Linden Elementary School. We're going to see what kind of math is involved in planning and preparing for gardens. Come on, let's go inside. So, look what I found. A nice little bag of Beet Detroit Supreme seeds. So when we're thinking about planting gardens, we have to have a plan on where we're getting started. And that plan first involves what kind of seeds are we going to need for planting. Now, the cost of this bag of seeds is $2.79. But take a look here. Today, there's a savings of 25% off. So calculating that discount, that is math. And then some other specs that are included in planting and preparing for your garden is they need to be harvested. It takes at least 60 to 65 days for that harvest time. So the depth, in other words, how deep are you going to plant those seeds? That's part of measuring. You need to make sure the depth is at least 1/2 an inch deep into the soil before you begin to plant those seeds. Let's see what else we can find here in terms of math at the nursery.
Math is everywhere you look. It's in everything you do, and it can be fun to use. Won't you join us on today's episode?
Hello and welcome back to Math Map Everywhere. I'm Renee Harris, your math magician, helping you to see the magic in math. Today we're spending some time at Oakland Nursery with summer experience students from East Linden Elementary School. We're going to see what kind of math is involved in planning and preparing for gardens. Come on, let's go inside. So, look what I found. A nice little bag of Beet Detroit Supreme seeds. So when we're thinking about planting gardens, we have to have a plan on where we're getting started. And that plan first involves what kind of seeds are we going to need for planting. Now the cost of this bag of seeds is $2.79. But take a look here. Today, there's a savings of 25% off. So calculating that discount, that is math. And then some other specs that are included in planting and preparing for your garden is they need to be harvested. It takes at least 60 to 65 days for that harvest time. So the depth, in other words, how deep are you going to plant those seeds? That's part of measuring. You need to make sure the depth is at least 1/2 an inch deep into the soil before you begin to plant those seeds. Let's see what else we can find here in terms of math at the nursery. Again, we're here today at Oakland Nursery with some East Linden summer experience students. And here I have with me is
Zadaya
and
Sayana.
And they're gonna help me do something called subotising. Now I've got a really pretty plant to show you, and I want you to look at the plant and tell me how many blooms you see. You ready?
Yeah.
This one.
3.
3? How did you know it was 3?
Because I was looking with my eyes.
Yes. You didn't have to count, you just knew, right? Now we are still gonna count so we can confirm that there are 3. Let's count together. That's 1, 2, 3. So that's 3. Great job. Give me a high five. Yes. So if you're thinking about planting your own garden, remember there are a few simple math concepts that are wrapped up in gardening, like measurement, time, the size and shape of your garden, the square footage that garden is going to cover. Perhaps a visit to Oakland Nursery will inspire you to want to create your own garden. As always, thank you for joining us today with Math Map Everywhere. And as always, math is everywhere.
I can say it's truly magical. They love the taste of fresh produce just from the plant. Some of my students don't even know where some food comes from the grocery stores, so they learn so many things when they garden.
So they really want to be a part of it. Some of them at first, they're really excited about it, but then there are others that say, I really want to know a little bit more about this, so it's more than just looking and glancing at it. It's like, how can I be a part of this? Because I've seen it go from being just a seed, and now it's growing, and I want to be a part of that process.
So they really take care of everything and do it all and know how to do it all, and they have a lot of pride in that, in showing whoever comes into our classroom what they do and how they do it and what they've grown.
I think it's really cool that they're learning how food is actually grown now, because so many places are using all hydroponics, and so it's really opening their mind to see different ways that food can grow.
Learning how to grow is really important, and when you see it in person, it's a lot different than just reading about it or seeing pictures of it. And taking the fresh produce that you grow and then being able to cook it and taste it in your classroom, then potentially going home and requesting it at home, I think is pretty powerful of an impact.
It tastes different because it's more fresh at the moment, and also when you freshly pick it and just go wash it real quick and then eat it, it's crunchy and delicious. But when you buy it from the store, it doesn't taste normal.
This is the best salad I ever tasted. This salad is so much yummier than my mom's own salad.
Having like a fresh lettuce that you just picked is really, it has its unique taste.
It was my first time ever trying bok choy and kale. They looked pretty weird at first. When my friends told me to try it, I just took a bite and it was super good.
Oh, it's so cute because they really have a new taste when they try like tomatoes from the grocery store. I mean, they don't taste the same as fresh from the vine, and just their brains are exploding. Like normally they want to ask for ranch and they just pop it without it, so that's amazing.
In the spring of 2024, Fort Hays was unexpectedly without a choir teacher. The principal, Dr. Milton Ruffin, took it upon himself to teach the class. Their final project was to be a recording of a song written by Dr. Ruffin. We now present to you the result of their hard work.
All right, let's do Celebrate. And you ready? Go. So we get the drop the jaw instead of ya. Hey ya. 1, 2, ready.
I was pretty nervous. I'm not even gonna lie. I was nervous, but then again, I was very excited. I was like, this is my first time going to record. I hope I don't mess this up for everybody. You know, all these thoughts in my head. But at the end of the day, I'm glad I did it. I have no regrets of doing it. I wish I could do it again. Sadly, this is my last year. But yeah.
There's a brighter day coming, and it's getting closer every day. There is a brighter day coming where we all participate and will overcome that day.
He treated us like he treats his college students.
Yeah, which was cool, but at the same time, it's a little rough to meet those expectations.
It was very challenging for us to get there.
So we clap our hands and we lift our voices. In home, I can find a better you. In home, you can find a better me. In home.
I listened to just the stems of the song every day for about 2 weeks before the recording session, and then when I came in, you know, we did about 2 takes of it. I think it was a combination of like the first and second take, and looked at the digital audio workstation on his computer, and you know, try to make, you know, the drums sound as, you know, keen to the song as possible.
Now we stand at last. There's a brighter day coming, and it's getting closer every day. There is a brighter day coming where we all participate and will overcome that day. We celebrate the mountains we come over and press towards a perfect.
And so it's tricky, especially for people who are not used to recording, young students, people who it's their first time recording. They get nervous. There's really no audience to give you that energy feedback and that appreciation for what you're doing. It's just an empty room with me.
All right, CCS Cinema Club, welcome. My name is Leia Gersing, and I'm here with, of course, Sarah Durr. And it's just us today, no special guests, because we're getting into this movie. We're talking about Dune Part 2 today.
What if Paul Atreides were still alive?
Going on adventures, flying in space, surfing ancient sandworms, and fighting in an interstellar war. Dune is the science fiction with a message to spread that we will be talking about today. So, without further ado, sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. All right, Sarah, we're talking about Dune today. Are you excited?
I'm so excited. This movie was so good. I didn't know what to expect going into it, but I was I loved it. It was so good.
So when did you see, did you watch Dune 1 with me, Part 1 with me?
No, I was there when you were finishing it.
Okay.
I watched Dune 1 the last day it was on Netflix.
Oh, yeah.
So I just
were
took
kind
it
of
under the
late.
wire. I was kind of late. I hadn't seen it when it originally came out.
Yeah.
But I really liked that one too.
Yeah.
I'd say definitely between the two. I preferred the second one.
Yeah.
Just because the first one kind of felt like there was a lot of exposition, which of course it had to be with, you know, such a big story. But I really liked the second one.
Yeah, I agree. I think the first one was a lot of setup, which can move kind of slowly, but it kind of gets you set up for the next movie, which is important. But it can be a lot. And so a lot of people might have said that the first one was a bit boring. And I honestly like setup movies, which is kind of weird. But so I really enjoyed the first one, but I did like the second one better. It's definitely more action packed. So if you like action packed movies and you saw the first one, you were like, I don't know. Watch the second one because I think you'll enjoy it. There's a lot to talk about Dune, but let's talk about why is it worth it to see the second one?
Oh my gosh, so many reasons. I feel like the main thing that a lot of people are talking about is the effects. It was really incredible. There's a lot of ways that the things in this movie could have looked like really crazy with like bad effects, but it looked so good. There were a lot of really action-packed moments that like you felt like you were really in the action.
Yeah.
'Cause sometimes bad special effects, they really just take you out of it, but there were a lot of good special effects. The visuals are amazing. And just like the story is it's complex and it has like a really important message for people to hear. So
Yeah. There's a lot of cool themes. There's a lot of like religious themes, and then also a lot of themes about war, and those kind of like go together. So that was really interesting. We'll probably get more into that more in the spoilers end. So what type of audience do we think would enjoy Dune? Like if you're more of an action person, what do we think?
I think that definitely sci-fi fans would really love it. Also, anyone who likes action movies, people who read the books. I personally didn't read the books, but I think that it's really interesting to see the translation between like book to movie.
Yeah.
So yeah,
we love book to movie adaptations on this pod.
We love it.
We love them. Honestly, I think that a science fiction lover, if you love things like Star Wars, even Harry Potter, I think you'll like this.
Yeah.
It's fun. It's a really good one. And I also think that this is, while it's a very serious movie, there's a lot of comedic elements in it, which I thought was really cool. So let's talk about some of our favorite characters. Well, who is your fave character? I can't remember her name.
It's
the one that Zendaya plays. I honestly cannot remember her name either, but it was like Desert Spring was like her one of her names, which foreshadows a moment in the movie that we'll talk about later. But yeah, Desert Spring. We'll call her Desert Spring or Zendaya. That works. Go ahead.
Oh my gosh, I just loved her. I thought that she was really honest. Like she was able to see. We'll get more into that in like the spoilers section.
Yeah.
But I thought that she like expressed what she was feeling, and she didn't sugarcoat things, and she kept it very like real. And yeah, I just really liked that about her character.
All right. Well, Sarah, do you have anything else to say about the Dune movie?
Oh my gosh.
Wrap us up.
Just that it's definitely worth the watch, even if you're not a science fiction person. Personally, I always have a hard time, as you could probably tell, like following more science fiction-y, like complex storylines, but I really loved it. I thought it was such a good story. It was beautiful visually, and yeah, it's definitely worth a watch.
Yeah, it's a long movie, but it's worth all the time. Get in there, go to the theaters, watch it. I believe it's just in theaters right now, but it should come out soon, I'm sure. But yeah, thank you guys so much for listening to our CCS Cinema Club podcast, and we will see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.
I'm Yolanda. I've been a bus driver with Columbus City Schools for 15 years. I love it. It's flexible. I was a single mom with 4 kids, and I needed the flexibility and the hours. So being able to work a split shift was awesome. Making sure that you make contact with each kid every day, it changes them, changes me. Columbus City Schools brought a lot to my life. I believe I'm a family. We're a family. I really enjoy what I do. And it's not just about the kids. You have teachers, you have employees, and they all contribute to what we do best here, and that's educate. Actually taught me how to drive, taught me directions, north side, east side, west side. I didn't know where I was going when I first started. Now I know everywhere, the whole Columbus. Tuition reimbursement, I was able to go to school. Come join us. Apply now at ccsjobs.org.
Today we went to all of the feeder schools, so all of the elementary schools and 2 of the middle schools that feed into West, and we did a clap out with their kindergartners and 5th graders.
The walk was really fun. My favorite part was seeing all the little kids and seeing how happy they were and knowing that they're going to be here one day with us. Showing students that they can graduate one day as long as you stay on track with everything that you need to and you just stay focused on the stuff that you want, then you can really do it.
With such an exciting event today, it's so great to see our kids that we haven't seen since they were in elementary school. I was lucky enough to be their teacher for 2nd and 3rd grade, so it was really special to see this group come through.
Just great opportunity to celebrate, and it's important because it builds the connection. And I think that's something we really need on the West Side, is to build a connection between our elementary, middle school, and high school students.
We always talk to the kids about what happens after elementary school, but an event like today shows them where they can be in the next few years. I think it just shows them how all of their hard work can pay off as well in the future.
My name is Lolita Vaughn, and I am a special ed instructional assistant for Columbus City Schools. I have been employed with the district for 11 plus years now. I chose to work for Columbus City School because I like helping children and families. Coming from a background of being a home child care provider for 12 years, it just fit.
They see themselves when they look at me. Most of our students, are African American, and there's not a lot of males in education. Me being in that role, pre-K teacher, being one of the first teachers that they see, I know I affect change. They see it, they see a positive role model, they see a positive male, positive figure in their life.
This past graduation class was my first class of sixth graders. So they graduated last year, and one of the area high schools has a really cool tradition where they ask their former teachers to come back and give their diploma, and I was the only middle school teacher there for this particular student, and so I got to hand her diploma, and that was probably the most memorable experience.
The district has actually provided me a lot of tools and resources. I have the latest technology.
Meeting of the Columbus City School Board of Education for January 6th is now called to order. Please call the roll.
Ms. Adair.
Present.
President Dr. Miranda.
Present.
Ms. Ingalls.
Present.
Dr. Pierce.
Present.
Dr. Kennedy.
Present.
Mr. Simmons.
Present.
Mr. Katzenmayer.
Present.
You have a quorum.
Since we've already said the Pledge of Allegiance, we will move on from that. And we're going to review and adopt the agenda. Right now, what's on the agenda is public comments. We will then do board matters. We will have executive reports from the superintendent, the internal auditor, treasurer, and a public hearing. We will then have a vote on the consent agenda. We will then have a report on other legislation. We will not have an executive session, and then we will adjourn.
Motion to approve the agenda.
Second.
Any discussion? Okay with that, Mr. Treasurer?
Vice President Adair.
Yes.
Dr. Kennedy.
Yes.
Vice President Ingalls.
Yes. Oh, sorry.
Dr. Pierce.
Yes.
Mr. Katzenmayer.
Yes.
Mr. Simmons.
Yes.
President Dr. Miranda.
Yes. Okay, we will start with public comment. Lois Carson, you have 3 minutes.
Good evening, President Adair. No, President Miranda, Vice President, board members, superintendent, internal auditor, and auditor. For those of you who don't know me, I wanted to come your first night to introduce myself and talk about the almost 3,000 members that are classified employees in the Columbus City Schools. Sometimes we're a forgotten group, so sometimes you will hear from me and I will say, we need a seat at the table. We tend to be forgotten. If you don't have a seat at the table, I got some friends who will help me bring a seat to be at the table. Let me tell you a little story about classified employees. Let's talk about Ricky. He gets to school every morning by his school bus driver and his bus aide. When he arrives at the school, he meets Mrs. Jones, the instructional assistant. She greets him and takes him into the building where he meets Mrs. Smith, who's the school secretary. Mrs. Smith then proceeds to take Ricky to the office so he can get a clean uniform shirt because the school does supply uniform shirts. These are just a few of the necessary items that the schools will collect and keep for our children. As Mrs. Smith is walking Ricky to the cafeteria, he sees Mrs. G, the peak aide. He says, Miss G, I'm not going to be in your class today. I promise you I'm going to be good today, Miss G. So he goes ahead to the to the lunchroom. Ricky gets in line, and he says to the cafeteria worker, I'm really hungry this morning. And she informs him, there's extra food on the table. Don't forget to grab something. He completes his breakfast. He proceeds down the hallway where he sees Mr. Keith on the ladder fixing a light, who's the maintenance guy who stopped by the building. He then proceeds to high-five Mr. Fields, who's the custodian who always helps Ricky unlock his locker. After he sees Mr. Fields, he runs into Miss Poston, the librarian, who reminds him, Ricky, we got the new books in that our account department just ordered, so swing by the library and get some new books. You've heard from my story about Ricky. The school day technically has not started, but Ricky just ran across 9 classified employees who does impact Ricky's education on a daily basis. And sometimes the world likes to say that classified employees don't educate children. Well, I'm here as a proud president of classified employees across the state of Ohio to inform our new board members, our old board members, our superintendent, our treasurer, and our internal treasurer, and all those that are listening, that classified employees, we do make a difference. We do educate Ohio's children. And please, respect the work that we do. And so as you move forward, Dr. Miranda, your opening statement, we complimented it. We look forward to working with you. Yes, there's a change needed, but don't do it on the back of us. Let's talk about it. Let's make sure we do have a seat at the table and we are included and thought about as Columbus City Schools classified employees who do make a difference every day in the education of our children. Thank you.
Thank you, Lois. And Lois, you're memorable. You will have a seat at the table, and I'll even bring carrot cake.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. Our next public participant is Hannah Elhard.
Board members, superintendent, and guests. My name is Hannah Elhard. I'm a 3rd grade teacher at Stewart Elementary School. I'm here tonight to speak to you about the current transportation plan for Stewart next year and why I believe a change must be made in order for Stewart to continue to exist. The board's vote in December to remove bus transportation for schools that are not 100% lottery puts Stewart's future in great jeopardy. For anyone who's not familiar with the said vote and the consequences that it will have, here are its implications for Stewart. Of our over 300 student population, only 8 of those students have Stewart designated as their home school. The rest are all lottery students. So, because of the board's vote to make only 100% lottery schools eligible for bus transportation next year, none of our students will be eligible since we are 98% lottery, not 100%. I understand that the board's intent with said decision, perhaps, was to encourage families to attend their home schools instead. Again, for Stewart, this plan will not work. In case anyone is not familiar, Stewart Elementary sits in the heart of German Village on Schiller Park. Because of our unique location and the makeup of the neighborhood, only 15 homes total have Stewart designated as their home school. Even if every single one of those 15 families sends all of their children to Stewart, that will not be enough to fill a single class, let alone a school. Yes, some of our lottery families choose to drive their children to Stewart already. However, due to their location, over 200 of our students are currently eligible for bus transportation, and daily, over 100 of them rely on the bus to get to and from their school. Most of those students, I've checked our records, have attended Stewart since pre-K. We also rely on them as valuable members of our school community and for our enrollment. I believe there has to have been some sort of oversight when this decision was made and this vote was taken that did not consider the grave impact this decision would have on schools like Stewart that don't have a neighborhood to fill our school once lottery students that cannot provide their own transportation are gone. I urge you to remedy this while there's time to protect transportation for Stewart's lottery students, since we are less than 10 students away from the 100% lottery cutoff and we do not have a solution for our enrollment. I also invite you to visit us at Stewart Elementary School. Stewart is a unique place. It's a school where many families have attended for multiple generations. Many of our teachers have taught there for decades. It's created a thriving school with deep traditions that is a beacon of what Columbus City Schools can be. I invite you to come visit us and work with us to solve this once you've seen all that is truly at stake. Thank you.
Thank you. Tara Purdy.
Hello. Good evening, newly appointed President Dr. Miranda and members of the Columbus City School Board. My name is Tara Purdy, and like others, I'm here to talk about the transportation issue. I'm a parent of Penelope Purdy. She's a current fourth grader who has attended Binns Elementary since she's been in kindergarten. I'm here today because I was notified via email of the recent decision to eliminate bus transportation in the 2026-2027 school year for students attending schools through the district's lottery process that are not 100% lottery. This decision will have serious impact on many families in Columbus, including my own. Data from Columbus City Schools, as well as the U.S. News and World Report, state that Columbus City Schools serves about 45,000 students. And every year, nearly 20,000 families apply for schools in the School Choice City Lottery. Roughly 4,500 students, around 10%, attend schools outside of their assigned neighborhood through this process. These families trusted the district's promise of choice, and now we're being penalized. The policy is inequitable. Per the Columbus City Schools website, charter students still receive transportation. Yet with this policy, some public school lottery students will not. That's not fairness, that's discrimination. And it's not just about convenience. Many parents, including myself and my husband, work full-time. We rely on the district's transportation to ensure our children can safely get to school and to home. Removing a service that creates undue burden and forces families to choose between continuity of education and access. Penelope excels academically and socially at Binns Elementary. Like many of her peers, she has built strong relationships and belonging at her school. Forcing families to uproot children or scramble for transportation undermines stability and student success. And let's be clear, this decision carries legal risk. In 2024, Columbus City Schools was sued by Attorney General Dave Yost for failing to provide transportation to charter school students. This policy creates similar inequities and will inevitably lead to additional lawsuits. Why repeat history when the district can act now and prevent it? I urge the board to change this policy and restore transportation for all lottery students. If budget constraints are driving this decision, then I ask you to consider other cost-saving measures, such as optimizing school bus routes, reducing administrative overhead, or phasing in change gradually, rather than placing the burden on students and children. Our district promotes school choice as a pillar of equity. Please honor that promise by ensuring that all students have access, not just in theory, but in practice. Thank you for your time and for considering the impact this decision will have on thousands of families across Columbus. I've also provided an executive summary to each of you, and you will be getting it via email with data and recommendations from a parent standpoint. And I'm open to any questions.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Phyllis Ann Peterson, who is speaking remotely.
Good evening, board president, board members, and guests. My name is Phyllis Ann Peterson. I'm a 25-year veteran educator, probably longer than that, in math education. And before starting the school year out at Walnut Ridge High School, I have worked positively with the Columbus City Schools in different capacities over several years. And I'm just contacting the board today and talking to the board to try to do something about the horrible situations that the students and teachers are facing under the present administration and other teachers. I also vote in Columbus. I have been facing nonstop harassment, defamation, lies being told on me, people constantly stealing my stuff and student stuff, They're also telling lies on my students and sending them. I have a high expulsion rate of my students. There's no law, policies, and procedures being followed. There's a lot of predatory behavior being directed towards me. People putting grades in my grade book. People having access to all of my grades. I even have people in my classroom teaching regular ed students math. They're not licensed. And whenever you file any type of incident reports or complaints, the school district does not investigate them and side with the white principal who lives in Worthington against teachers who work in Columbus and students who live in Columbus. And like I said, I've been working in education for years. I even have my name on an ODE math curriculum. I get high pass rates. I'm well known. Right now, I'm part of a cohort with a Black math organization. I participate in ODE math workshops and everything. So I'm contacting the board to see if they're going to try to do something to alleviate all these injustices against mainly Black and brown people at the school. Thank you very much for allowing me to speak.
Thank you, Ms. Peterson. Okay, that is the end of public participation. We'll move to the next agenda item, board matters, the Ohio School Board Association report, and I will turn it over to Dr. Pierce.
Thank you so much, President Miranda. We have the great opportunity through our Columbus City Schools to be a member of the Ohio School Board Association, OSBA. And with that membership, we are allotted a variety of different resources as it relates to legislative advocacy, consulting services, resources and information, networking, and professional development. Because we are a member of OSBA, we are also offered those services oftentimes at a discounted rate. And so on an annual basis, our district receives a report that says how we have used those services and how we have benefited. So just as a quick highlight, in 2025, our member services included legislative advocacy. OSBA helped our district to monitor and engage over 200 education bills to protect and advance Ohio's public schools. In terms of the fiscal impact, we actively participated with OSBA in property tax litigation discussions, helping to secure nearly $500 million for school districts statewide. In terms of legal support, OSBA's legal assistance hotline responded to over 700 calls on critical issues, including sunshine laws, arbitration decisions, and public records requests. Specifically for policy services, we were able to get our subscription to PDQ. We also were able to receive consulting services as it related to transportation and some of our options as we were weighing that very tough decision. In terms of the endorsed programs that we use, we were also able to receive a cost savings of upward to $4,400 for Board Docs Pro. And as we all know, that is the software that holds our agenda items in our legislation for meetings. In terms of professional development, OSBA hosts a variety of different conferences. One of the largest is the Capital Conference. Our district saved $23,565 on 59 free registrations. And this year, our district, in addition to having a number of great presentations from not just our administration, but also our educators throughout the district, we registered 45 attendees for various OSBA workshops and webinars. So that is our report, and I would also like to add that it is a very timely time for us to start thinking about who we will appoint as our OSBA trustee. So our district, given the size of our district, we are allotted one trustee that sits on Central Region. We have a very rich history of being active in the leadership within that region. I served as president for 2 years and past president for 1. Board member Jennifer Adair has always led a great charge serving on the what is it, the Black?
The Black Caucus.
The Black Caucus and the Urban Coalition, and also serving as trustee. And so to our new members, definitely give some thought to that. That is an additional meeting. Those meetings tend to take places on Saturday morning, but it really brings you together with board members throughout the region to really talk about where we have alignment and where we can coalesce and advocate for public education in the state of Ohio.
Thank you, Dr. Pierce. Any comments or questions for her? I just want to say I was at the conference and it was great. So it's really something we'll continue to participate in.
I hear they loved your presentations and your speaking, so way to be phenomenal.
Thank you. All right, Superintendent, CEO, Executive Report. Dr. Chapman, do you have a report for this evening?
I do not have a full report, but I do have a few remarks that I'd like to share. Good evening, everyone. Certainly, as we return back to school, January 5th was our first day back. As we welcome back all of our students, I want to extend our gratitude to all of our educators, all of our school-based staff who were ready on day one to ensure a smooth transition for all of our students as they return to school. I also want to say to all of our students, we certainly missed you over the break and are looking forward to continuing to create warm and supportive environments where you can learn and grow and meet all of your goals. Welcome again to our new board members that are joining us. Dr. Miranda, Patrick Katzenmeyer, Dr. Kennedy, and to our new board leadership, Dr. Miranda and Board Member Ingalls. We certainly are sincerely looking forward to partnering with all of our board members and welcoming our new board members to the district this year. As we focus on January, we want to remind everyone that we have an attendance challenge. Everyone should have been receiving emails about this attendance challenge. The challenge is called Heat Up Your Attendance, and we want to congratulate Beatty Park Elementary School and Mifflin Middle School. Those are our top district-wide winners for demonstrating strong Tier 1 supports and encouraging and supporting our students with increasing and improving their student attendance. If you follow us online, you can expect updates and on our January attendance challenge, which is Restart, Refocus, and Rise. We certainly want to continue to garner district-wide support to ensure that our students show up every day ready to learn. This is key to keeping our students on track in all grades, but particularly for graduation. And certainly, our goal is to re-engage students as we're returning to school and make sure that our students have those really healthy habits and practices in place to ensure their success for the next semester. Also, over the break, our team was very busy. On December 22nd, Columbus City Schools officially launched our new district website, marking an important step forward in how we connect with students, families, staff, and the community. If you haven't already checked us out, you can see our new look at the same website, but it's www.ccsoh.us. And we have redesigned this site, prioritizing accessibility, clarity, and ease of navigation, making it much simpler for users to find essential information quickly and efficiently. It's family-facing content, including all of the must-knows, must-dos that you need readily accessible at your fingertips, including enrollment, calendar information, transportation, attendance, school information, and so much more. Our new platform is also mobile-friendly, recognizing that many of our families and staff members access the website on their mobile devices. And so you'll be able to see that change and that transition when you access that on your cell phone. This website update reflects our continued commitment for clear communication, transparency, and meeting our families and staff where they are. And we'll continue to gather feedback as we are continuing to provide updated content on our website. So if you have feedback for us, please share it with us, and we'll make sure that we're responsive to that and incorporate that in future iterations. And the social media wrap-up for 2024, in that same line, thinking about our messaging. Thank you to all who follow us on our district social media platforms. 2025 was a huge year for us, In terms of social media, almost 24 million views on Facebook and Instagram from more than 60,000 followers on those two platforms in the past year. And so we'll continue to put out content and messaging that supports our families, supports our staff, so that everyone can stay engaged and be well aware of all that's happening in CCS. This is also the season for school choice and lottery for the 26-27 school year. So we'll continue to support families through our annual school choice lottery program, offering opportunities to apply to schools and programs beyond a student's assigned neighborhood school. Applications are submitted through Infinite Campus, our parent portal, and for our families are encouraged to review those timelines and submit applications within the designated lottery application window. All of this information is online, and we've been pushing this information out to families. They'll receive robocalls, text messages, and emails with all of this information. But the high school and middle school choice fair will be held virtually on January 8th. The elementary school choice fair will be held virtually on February 5th. And we encourage families to view the video profiles of our schools in advance by visiting our district website. And my last update is on school realignment updates for Broadley, Moeller, and Fairwood. As a reminder, as a part of our school realignment work, the board voted to close 3 schools for the upcoming school year. For the 26-27 school year, Broadley Elementary, Moeller Elementary, and Fairwood Elementary. The work establishing new boundaries for the impacted school communities has been completed, and letters have been mailed to all the families with their new school assignments for next year. We are now planning welcoming activities throughout the spring to bring all of the new school communities together so that they can get to know each other and ensure a smooth transition for the 26-27 school year. So that concludes my update for this evening. Thank you very much, and welcome back.
Thank you. Dr. Pierce?
Thank you so much, Dr. Miranda. A quick question for our superintendent. I've received a couple of emails as it relates to a communication that was sent to families regarding transportation, specifically for our high school students that are not at 100% lottery schools. So the request is that the superintendent and her team provide specifically Linda McKinley. There are a number of students who are attending that school, and they have selected that school to go to. It's not their lottery, it's not a 100% lottery school, but they have selected to attend that school. And so families, as it relates to Linda McKinley and beyond, that is just an example, are asking questions about their transportation. So my request is that the board, each board member is given an executive summary that gives an overview of the communication that went out to families, and for you to share what your timeline, your plan is to keep families well informed on how they need to work collaboratively with us to secure transportation.
Thank you.
Yes.
Kind of along that line about transportation and the lottery, I just visited the newly built page about the lottery, which looks nice. But it would be helpful, I think, to right up front tell families that there will be transportation changes. And right up front when you get, because I don't want people, that this is a consideration now for our middle school and elementary school families when they choose the lottery. And so I just want to make sure that, we are being as transparent as possible right up front.
Yes. I've received that feedback, and we will certainly make sure that that is upfront on our website. We are also doing direct communication and outreach to all of our schools that are not 100% lottery. That includes video messages, that includes mailers, that includes robocalls, that includes meetings at the school, Zoom meet. So the outreach and engagement for the non-100% lottery schools, recognizing that there is a change, and there are exceptions. There are many exceptions. There are exceptions for students who may have an IEP, and transportation is included in their IEP. There are exceptions for students who are displaced from their home school, meaning they would normally want to attend their home school, but because their home school is full, we have determined an alternative it's reserved in a seat and an alternative site for them. There are other exceptions. And so we will be working, it's very nuanced, and we'll be working with all of the school communities to ensure that we are doubling down on the messaging and making sure that the families understand all of their options as a part of the lottery process, as part of the enrollment process, as a planning, moving ahead of families making those choices.
Dr. Pierce.
So I think, given the question of Board Member Adair, it becomes very important for you to share those exceptions with not only the students that are in the schools, because there are going to be questions around, well, why did I get the letter? Why didn't you get the letter? But it also becomes important for you to share those exceptions on the website, because as parents are selecting the school, the more they understand what their options are, the more important it is. So I would much rather them to know the exceptions on the front end than them to get their great school that they wanted and then find out that it might not apply or they don't understand what transportation entails.
Thank you. We received that feedback, and we have automated messages. Once students apply for the lottery, there will be automated messages that will pop up to remind them and to confirm. Before you confirm school X, this is a school that is not 100% lottery. Are you sure that you're choosing this school? Because you will have to provide the transportation.
But I guess but I guess that's the question, because if there's an exception, they might still get the transportation, correct?
Yes, but so first of all, I just want to say that this is a major system-wide change. We just voted on this in December, and what I would like to have an opportunity to discuss this strategy with the board. Doesn't have to be in this meeting, but it's a part of our work plan that I intend to have conversations to discuss the rollout of this strategy. So I receive your feedback. Thank you for acknowledging that, but we have certainly mapped out a detailed strategy for how to execute and implement the changes that we voted on just recently in December.
Okay. Any other questions for Dr. Chapman?
Kind of to Dr. Pierce's earlier point too. I mean, it would be great if you could, I know you're going to brief us, but if we could know things before you tell the community, because that prepares us, and then we can better explain or better advocate or do what we need to do as board members. So when, just, hey, letters are going to go out on X date. Here's a sample of a letter. That would be very helpful to me as a board member when engaging with the community. So if we could do that, that would be great. And I think that part of sharing of information is actually part of our communication agreement.
Yes, and that's included in the work plan, and those dates are included in the work plan that you have in your inbox. Again, I'm just asking for an opportunity to have a discussion, so if there's additional information that's needed, we can make sure that all of that information is provided with the clarity and the level of detail that's needed.
Mr. Simmons.
Thank you, President Dr. Miranda. Thank you, President Dr. Miranda. Dr. Chapman, the work plan you referenced, is that the work plan you emailed to us this afternoon while we were all here, preparing to come to this event and be board members? Okay. So naturally, of course, none of us have had a chance to review that, as we've just received it about 3 hours ago.
I'm not suggesting that was for your review before this meeting. I'm just alluding to, I just want to acknowledge a name that I've given consideration to the feedback that you are providing, and I would like an opportunity to discuss that with the board. That doesn't have to be in the board meeting where we're discussing and make sure that all of the information that you're requesting, we have accounted for that, and you will have it in any format that you so request.
Thank you. And I do want to echo Board Member Adair's point that the board does need to know about big things before it happens. I thought our district offices were closed up until yesterday. So, when communication started to go out, I was very surprised. But I will say I think that's very reflective of the evaluation the board put together, where we did ask in state that major programmatic academic decisions or changes have been announced before briefing the full Board of Education. And so when we talk about at the opening of this beginning year how we can all work collaboratively as board members, that is something that this board did. The board did state that we'd like to improve on, and there's more opportunity between the board and the superintendent to work on collaborating and fully communicating with all board members. That's it's been a point of conversation in the past, I will say. So I appreciate my colleague, Board Member Adair, raising that point.
Thank you. Dr. Pierce.
Thank you so much, Dr. Miranda. I think we're at a moment where we need to level set for our community because some terminology is being used that I think some of our new board members might not be familiar with and our community might not be familiar with. And so Dr. Chapman has referred to a work plan. A work plan is a part of the Ohio Superintendent Evaluation, right? And so this is an element that in writing up her goals for the upcoming year, she also submits a work plan. She has submitted that work plan to us this afternoon. Some of my colleagues may not have had a chance to review it. I have briefly skimmed it, and what I would like our board to do is when we are discussing the working calendar, when we are discussing board committees and meetings, that we discuss not just the superintendent's work plan, because our internal auditor also has a work plan and our treasurer also has a work plan. What we need to do, and this is a suggestion, as a board is to align the work of our 3 direct reports with the work of our board committees so we are collaborating more, so we are more transparent, and we're working together to achieve the goals. And so it would be my request that when we prepare that meeting, we have scaffolded and brought together all the work plans of our direct reports, that we assign who will be responsible for those evaluation teams, that we adopt the working board calendar, and we can adjust it however it needs to be adjusted, but that will help, I think, to open up the transparency, and also, I hope, ensure that our colleagues as well as the community is aware of the terminology that it sounds like we're going to be using more moving forward.
Thank you. We can put that on the agenda for the board. All right, the internal, any other questions for Dr. Chapman? Thank you, Dr. Chapman.
You're welcome.
Internal Auditor, CAE Executive Report, Mr. O'Connor, do you have a report for us this evening?
No report this evening. Just wanted to welcome you, Dr. Kennedy and Mr. Katzenmayer, to the board, and looking forward to good things this year.
Yeah, thank you. We look forward to working with you. Mr. Cook, the treasurer, do you have a report for us this evening?
I have some brief comments. Want to clarify a couple things on the agenda and set the stage for a couple items as we go forward. So yes. First point tonight, I know you said you guys are ready to hit the ground running. I'm looking forward to that. At our next board meeting on now, January 27th, I'm going to be presenting the updated 5-year forecast. We did one of those in October. This one's going to be an update. Not a lot of time between it. In the past, we've done kind of the November and the May, but the state changed the time frame for that. So we're going to see a February update. This one is a little bit more critical for me with respect to we're in the midst of a refunding of some of our debt. Think of it as a refinance of your mortgage. That requires me to file a preliminary offering statement with the Security and Exchange Commission, because we're going to be offering tranches of our debt that we can refinance actually the second week of February. So it's very important that I present that at the end of January, ask for board approval at our first meeting in February, and then be able to turn that around so that there's an offering statement for investors and there's no difference in materiality as we literally sell those bonds the following week. The last thing we want to do is present a October, November forecast, property tax reform, et cetera, is lurking out here. We haven't updated it. That could call into question the legality of that sale. So I'll be presenting that forecast at the end of January, asking for board approval the first meeting in February. For our new board members, that refunding right now is estimated to generate between $8 and $10 million in savings. That's money that will save our taxpayers at this point in time. We will continually evaluate those tranches as we go forward. This is actually our 2017 series. So we're now at a point where we can recognize that, and we'll take that savings as we move forward, and my team and I will commit to continue to evaluate that. So those are two pieces we have right now. Dr. Miranda's opening comments, I think, lead right into communication I've had with all of the board at this point. In March, we're going to be bringing back Dr. Rosa to again further reinforce and cement the progress we've begun last year on academic return on investment. I'm passionate about that. I know the administrative team, the board. I think that's something that, including internal audit, we can all come together on, because at the end of the day, I think you said it most articulately, we're here for students. And we can contribute through that, through the distribution of our resources, and making sure if it's not successful or it isn't working, how do we reallocate those resources? How do we come together as an administrative team and board to really look at the data to help us drive those decisions, so that at the end of the day, when we're working with students, it's that resource maximization. So if you haven't seen the email yet, that date is out there as a placeholder. It's March 19th. It's actually going to be here in this location. We'll be communicating out. Dr. Chapman will have team members there. She'll be there. Myself, my team, et cetera, board. We'll have some community leaders as well. So that was exciting. I've had an opportunity to work with her before. I think there's a lot of great things that will come of that as we continue to partner with Dr. Rosa and her team. One item that you see on the agenda tonight in my section that you won't see again for another year, is our tax budget. I communicated out that that is a compliance issue that we need to have approved this evening for fiscal year 27. It encompasses all of our revenue and expenses for the following fiscal year. That'll be submitted to the county auditor. So just tonight, as you see that piece of legislation on there, that's kind of the why behind that. We are required to submit that every year. So if you have any questions on any of those, feel free to ask me tonight. Follow up after as things pop into your head. And gosh, what did he say? What did he mean on this? I'm here to help. My team is here to help. I look forward to working with each of you this year and hopefully pushing student success further.
Thank you. Dr. Pierce?
Thank you so much, President Miranda. Dr. Cook, for our community members that are listening in or may watch this as a later date, in 2 or 3 sentences, can you tell them why it's so important that you do have to be compliant with the tax budget that we're submitting?
Yeah, it places our funding at risk. It would be an audit citation, and it would create compliance issues for the district, I think is the summarization of that. It's a legal requirement we have to do.
And what does it outline specifically?
Our revenues and expenditures for fiscal year 27.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
You may not be able to answer this, but do you know the impact of the new legislation around the property taxes yet, or when will you know?
I will unveil that to the board on the 27th, but I can tell you there is an impact with respect to that. We are still, part of the nuance with House Bill 335 is there's no formula out there yet. So we continue to pour through that. We're working with LSC to see what these actual calculations are going to be. We've got some industry experts that are working on this as well. Yes, there is an impact. Yes, it is negative to the district. I think anything with respect to property tax reform at this point isn't good. There's been a messaging in the community that, you know, Columbus, we're not getting hit by the 20 mil floor. There's a lot of angst around that. What I can tell you is, and we'll discuss this as we navigate through the next forecast, we are going to be at the 20 mil floor in relatively short order. So while there's no impact today, in a reevaluation cycle or two, we're going to be there. While it's not material, given the size of our budget, yeah, that impact is less materials for students. It contributes to that deficit that we're spending. So yes, there is an impact. We're scrambling and pulling out our hair, as districts around the state are, to take a look at what is that math behind House Bill 335. We need to know that. We feel pretty tight on it, but I really want to see from LSC where we're at.
Thank you. Other questions for Mr. Cook?
That concludes my report.
Our next item, we don't have anyone sign up for this hearing, so that hearing is closed and we can move on. We are moving now to voting on the consent agenda.
Motion to approve the consent agenda.
Second.
Any discussion or anything, anybody? Are there any items a member would like to have removed and voted on individually from the consent agenda? If not.
Motion to approve consent agenda, no, we're at vote, yes,
That's okay.
no discussion.
Okay.
Mr. Katzenmayer?
Yes.
Mr. Simmons?
Yes.
President Dr. Miranda?
Yes.
Dr. Pierce?
Yes.
Vice President Ingles?
Yes.
Dr. Kennedy?
Yes.
Ms. Adair?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Our next item is approval of the minutes.
No, it's in the consent agenda.
We're all the way down to 26.
Yeah.
Oh, that was under the consent, thank you.
We have 25.1, I have
Yeah.
other legislation.
Yes.
We don't actually have
We
it.
don't actually.
Oh.
It was moved back to consent, yeah.
Perfect, thank you.
So it's 26.
So we can skip it. So we're
It's
down
the
to.
motion to adjourn. So
There
that
is no executive session.
Motion to adjourn.
You just had to get it in there, right? Do we have a second to adjourn? Thank you, Mr. Simmons. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
No opposed. The meeting is adjourned.